So this is my bike. It's my little scooter. Haven't really talked much about this. But yeah, it gets me around where I need to go. And it's actually really, really nice to ride. It's really fun and nice to ride when the weather's nice. You know what I'm saying? But cold weather doesn't stop me. I bundle up in layers and get where I need to be. I did that for the first couple months of this year. It was pretty damn cold, and I made it back and forth to work and where I needed to be. You just got to layer up. Got to learn that. Of course, I didn't have to go through any brutal like 12-degree days or ice or anything. That would have been pretty hardcore, but yeah. And I'm coming up on my first summer having the bike, so I will learn, you know, the ways of summer and how to try to stay cool and protective gear at the same time. That's going to be a little difficult, but it is what it is. It gets me around, and I've grown quite attached to it. I love it so much, and I'm so grateful that I was blessed with this to get around until I can get another car. And it's been hard without a car. I won't say that it's not. You know, I'm still pretty limited on where I can go. But it gets me around the close neighborhood fine, but it kind of keeps me limited on where I can work and what opportunities are available to me, because I have to, you know, I don't take it entirely across the city or on major highways. You know, I'm just not going to put my life at risk for that. But pretty much all the stores I need to get to, and it gives me so much freedom, so much more freedom than I had. For that entire year, just kind of stuck here with my mother and no car, no freedom, no way to go, just going through so much. So yeah, but that's it. I'm very blessed to have it. Today I need to check the oil, and that's where I do that right there, that little cap. I just unscrew that, wipe it off, and check the oil level. But there's a lot of things I'm still having to learn about mopeds. Pretty soon it will probably need an oil change, and I'm going to have to learn to do that. But when I got it, it barely had 300 miles on it. It doesn't even have 1,000 yet. Basically brand new, and I was so blessed to get it. And this is where I look at the brake fluid, and so yeah, I've gotten quite used to it. Like I wouldn't know what to do without it. I'm so grateful to have it, you know, but I need a car. And I've decided that even when I do finally get another car, I'm not going to get rid of this bike. I'm going to keep it stored and safe and as a backup, because it's a handy little thing to have, and it's really nice to ride on spring days or fall days. You just get to see so much more. Like I really do have days like that where I can just like literally smell all the flowers, and I see so much riding on this. But yeah, that's it. So just thought I would talk about that for a second for those other people that might own mopeds or not have a car or be interested or want to know what it's like owning a moped scooter. Then yeah, I just thought I would share that. It doesn't go extremely fast, but I can usually do about 30 on it. And for where I need to go, that's plenty fast enough. Plenty fast enough. In fact, when I first bought it, I'm trying to see if I can flip the camera around so I can see you guys. I don't think I can. When I first bought it, when I first got it, when it was first given to me, I was really scared, okay? And the first few weeks, I would not go above 10 to 12 miles an hour. I remember when I had never been past 12 miles an hour on this thing. And I would only go down back streets. Like I had literal back streets mapped out for everywhere I went. Whether it was the grocery store, the job, whatever, the doctor, all of my stuff, luckily, is close by where I live. And there are back roads to get there. And that's what I did, you know, and I was pretty terrified the first few weeks. But I finally started getting used to it. And it will do about 30, maybe 35 sometimes. And yeah, it's just a real blessing. As far as gasoline, less than $2 to fill the tank completely up. $2. I don't even know. What's a gallon of gas now? 3 something, 3.50. What is it where you live? Sometimes almost $4. But yeah, $2, pretty much $2, and that's the entire week. And depending on, you know, how much I use it to work and back, or a couple errands and back per week, it really lasts. But yeah, it's nice. I've got a blinker I need to fix too. I bumped my blinker. My blinker came out of its little socket, but it just snaps right back in. I just need to take time to do that. And when I first started riding it, like the hand coordination, I was scared to even hit the blinker button. But yeah, you just simply click it over like that, and that's it. Click it back or hit that middle button. That's your blinker. Bright lights. Horn. Well, I don't have the key in it. That's the electric starter button. You have to turn that on and push that button for the electric start. This is the throttle. Left brake and right brake. One of them is way more powerful than the other. I mostly use the left handle brake. I think that's the front brakes. Or the back brakes. I get it confused. But this other brake, it will throw your ass. So you have to be careful with that. One brake is more powerful than the other. I think that's the front brakes. And if you grab those front brakes, you're gonna freaking stop, okay? That's only if you really need extra stopping power. It'll throw you. So there's some things you have to learn and be careful, you know. My advice would be just don't be going too fast. Do not go too fast for conditions. Do not go too fast where you're not paying attention. Just do the speed that you know is safe. Take roads that you're used to, because potholes are another thing. Sorry, I can't flip the camera and talk to you guys if I start it facing the other way. I don't know why that is. That doesn't make sense to me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I can't seem to flip it once I get started. That pisses me off. But yeah, just some little stuff about scooters I thought I would share, and that's, you know, kind of a part of what's going on with me. I have had it since January, just a few months, because I haven't had a car. It was a real struggle for me, and I am still saving for a car. I don't have much towards it yet, but, you know, just saving for a nice little used car. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I would be grateful for any little car to get around in. So that's what I'm saving towards. That's what I have my little fund going for. And anyone on the channel who wants to support, I always have those links up in my video. In the description, you can find links to my little used car fund, my Cash App, and I also have a little site called Buy Me a Coffee, where my viewers and supporters, my subscribers, can buy me a coffee or just show their support however they want to do that. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. As far as, you know, I'm not a scooter, I'm not a person who knows a lot about these things. I'm just learning. But I will say it's quite an experience. You know, it's quite an experience, and sometime I'll talk more about, you know, kind of what I went through, how I ended up with a moped, and that experience in my life, not having a car, and the stuff you really have to get used to, the pros, the cons, the difficulties. I won't say that it's easy. No, I won't ever say that it's easy not having a car. Not at all. You know, because on rainy days and really stormy days and certain things, I still have to worry about transportation. And again, I'm very, very limited on where I can go. There are so many places that I just cannot go, that therefore a lot of opportunity is closed down to me right now as far as income and, you know, school or jobs, certain things I'd like to be doing, places I'd like to go. It just sucks. But I'm one of those people who always keeps a positive perspective. And I try to learn what I can while I'm in a situation and keep gratitude in my heart. So that's that. But I should get the key. I left the key in the house and show you guys. But it does have, like, serious storage, y'all. You would think that you wouldn't be able to get anything home from the store on this bike, but that's bullshit. You'll be amazed if you own one of these things or it's all you have. You'll be amazed what you can fit on this bike and make it home, okay? I have literally had groceries crammed everywhere, but this opens up and it's pretty deep. You know, this is like curved like that, and it's pretty deep. You can get quite a lot of little stuff in there. I said a lot of little. But you can get quite a bit of stuff in there. This opens up as well. This seat compartment. And sometime I can open it and show you guys. But anyway, it's just a compartment. You open it up and it's pretty deep. You can carry some different grocery items in there or whatever you need. It's not like a car, you know, how we can just drive to work with our hot cup of coffee in our car, right, with the cup holder and stuff. Well, you can't do that on this bike. Now, some bikes now and motorcycles are definitely made with drink holders. That's awesome. And I wish to God mine had. I think this would be a perfect compartment for a drink holder, and I could probably hook up something there that would do that. I just haven't had the chance. But it does not have a built-in drink holder. This is another little compartment. You can put things like a lockbox. I was telling you about the compartments. But yes, this does open up. And basically, I was talking about not being able to carry drinks. Now, some of these mopeds, some types may have drink holders built in. Mine does not. But what I do is when I want to carry a hot coffee drink, or I need to stop at Starbucks, or I stop and get me something to eat, and there's a soda with it or anything, I want to carry a bottle of water, you can open up that seat right there. And I stick my drink with a lid on it, sit it down in there, and I prop it up with other stuff. And you know what? I feared at first that hot coffee would bounce around or spill or knock over. And honestly, it doesn't. It honestly works out really well. That's how I carry my hot coffee, y'all. I just pull over and get me a drink when I want it. So yeah, I mean, you find ways to work around what it is you need to do and carry. As far as groceries or things like that, like I said, that holds stuff. This opens up and holds quite a lot of bags, or, you know, smaller things you can fit in there. And here, I stack things right there. I'm telling you, you can stack up boxes, Cokes, whatever, bags right there. Usually I would have my backpack sitting right there or put it on my back. And just stack everything I need right there. That's how I do it, y'all, right between my legs. And just kind of put my feet on the side here, or hell, I let them hang down. If I'm really close to home and I needed to get quite a bit of stuff and get it home, I'm gonna get it home, I promise you. You can hang stuff on the handlebars, but that's not recommended because it affects your steering. But yeah, you can make it home with quite a few little groceries that you need. You wouldn't be able to shop for a whole family or anything. But yeah, it serves me just fine right now, and it is quite a blessing to have. I was just thinking, it's really best for me to keep it as a backup, you know. I don't really want to have to sell it, because the thing is, when you're going to buy a used car, and you know you're not going to be financing a car that has a warranty, that you can, you know, it's brand new. When you are only going to get a used car, well, you know that those are prone to break down. That's just bound to happen. And then you're stuck, okay? I've already been through it a lot in my life with used cars. You go out and you buy a little sum for $1,500, $2,000, $2,500 bucks. And hell, I've seen people even save up and buy a car for cash for $3,000, $3,500, even $5,000. And literally, okay, within a week, they've got something gone out on that car. There's no warranty. It's as is. And you are screwed. You really are. You have to beg for money if you don't have it saved up for those horribly high mechanic bills, or you've got to have it in the shop and you have no way to go. So if you're just getting a used car to get around in, I've learned my lesson on that. That is why I can't just sell this, you know, because I'm quite sure I could get a pretty decent little pop off this. It is a nice bike, and it is basically brand new. It doesn't even have 1,000 miles on it yet. It really runs well. But you know, I wouldn't, maybe $800, you know. I don't even know if I would get 1,000 for it, and that's not going to buy me another car. That's not going to buy me a car. Even a decently running used car, you know, even a crappy one, you can't get that for $800. It's not happening unless you really are a mechanic and you really go out and fine tooth comb. And I can't do that. You know, I don't know shit about cars. I would definitely end up getting a piece of shit. So you see what I'm saying? That's why I haven't just gotten rid of this and tried to put that towards a car, because, you know, I wouldn't have enough anyway at that point. And it's because I want to have a backup. I have definitely learned my lesson about used cars. When you are an owner of a used car, you really need a backup transportation system at home, so that you are not trapped and you are not stuck, because used cars break down all the time. They just keep you living in terror. I remember how depressed I was when I did have a car. Even the ones I would finance from used car places, a lot of them did not have warranties. They were as is. And I just lived in terror all the time. You know, oh, I hear that knocking, but I don't have the money to fix it. And oh God, I hope I can get by till that goes out, you know. And oh man, I've been needing to get this fixed for 3 months now. And I'm just, I just remember the terror of my car, always my car is going to come out from under me. My car is going to break down. You know, it sucks. I wish we lived in a city where we had a metro system, a subway system, better public transit. We have some. We do not have a subway system, but we have buses and taxi and Uber and Lyft and all that. But that shit's expensive too. And the bus system sucks. You have to wait forever. It's just not good public transit. So you get what I'm saying. That is why I don't want to get rid of this. Sure, I could sell it right now for a few $100, but that's not going to buy me a used car. And then what? Once I get that used car, then I'm really on pins and needles, because if any little thing goes wrong with it, I have absolutely no backup. I have to go back to begging for rides, or I'm back to square one being trapped. This little moped has given me so much freedom and like peace in my heart, peace of mind, that, you know, and if you have the money, it's great to keep 2 cars. If you can afford to do that, yeah, I always have a backup car. But, you know, right now I'm rebuilding my life from very tragic situation, and where I lost everything. And so I don't have that kind of money. But yeah, so that's what's up. And that's my thoughts on it. I think it's, you know, I think it's the wisest idea for me to keep this as a backup at all times. Keep it stored and safe, even when I do get another little used car. Because that way, yeah, I just think that's a smart move. I really do. I think I'd be stupid to just sell this off right now. Okay, bye. Get me a few $100 and then what? I'm just sitting there with it, you know, because I don't have much to put with that, and that's just not going to be enough to, you know, I've only got a few $100s so far put away in my used car fund, and with whatever I'd get for this bike, it just simply wouldn't be enough for even a crappy used car at this point. So I'm still gonna have to keep saving and working, and yeah. But anyway, so that's the Moped, guys. I just thought I would share that with you and let y'all check it out. I told you about the compartments, and I showed you where I checked the oil. I showed you the brake fluid, where you check that. These are my mirrors, and they are kind of funky. I have a hard time with them, but whatever. I showed you all the buttons and the brakes, and that key for the electric start. You turn it, flip that. That's the electric start. And I won't lie, there are times where it hesitates to start. That is another thing. And just in case anyone else has that problem with your moped or this particular kind of moped, oh, it's made by Tao, by the way. T-A-O is the company, even though it doesn't say that on the bike. So it is a Tao bike. And, you know, a lot of people complain about the Chinese bikes. They say that other bikes are better, what have you. But I will just say, in the 3 months that I have had this bike, going on 4, it has really done right by me. It has really done well. And runs great. But, yes, they do hesitate to start sometimes. It will kind of scare you, but it is not a problem. Okay? Basically, you will get to know your scooter and its moods and how it is. Mine is just weird. It does it at random times. It used to do it every time I would fill the tank with gas. I would sit there and I would have to take about 5 extra minutes to get it to start. And I don't wear that starter out either. If it hesitates the first couple of times, I flip the key back off. I sit there a minute, let it rest, try it again. Flip that electric start, try it again. Generally, after a couple minutes of sitting and trying with the starter, it'll fire on up. And it's really just not a big deal. Sometimes with cold weather, it does that. It has a little hesitation starting. Sometimes it just randomly does it, you know. And it usually turns out to be okay. I don't get crazy and try to start it. I don't put a lot of wear on that starter like that. I don't want to run the battery down, so I'm pretty easy on it. Generally fires right on up. There is a kickstart, okay? If your electric starter isn't working. Now, this thing and me, we are not friends. I don't like it. But you see how I pressed it down just like that? Okay, for the first few months, couple months, I would try to kickstart it, and I would really be just, oh God, just giving it hell. You don't have to do all that. You really don't. What you do is, if your electric start won't turn on, fire up, and you need it to get going, put your key in there, turn that key to the right position. You have to have your electric switch pushed on. You have to be holding the brake down. Okay, so your key's on, your electric switch is turned on. You're going to come over here, you're going to hold your brake in. The bike will not start unless you are holding the brake in. You got everything, all right? And then you put your foot down here, and you just ever so gently, really, like that. Of course, this is just a practice run. I don't have any, it's not going to start because I don't have anything in. But yeah, that's pretty much what you do. Key on, switch on, hold that damn brake down, and all you got to do is put your foot back here and give it a push ever so gently, and do that a couple of times, and it'll fire right up on its own. Sometimes it works for me like that. Sometimes I can't get it to kickstart. However, sometimes it just won't do it, and I'll get tired of trying, and I'll go get back on the bike and push one time with my electric starter, and boom, it's almost like it just primed it up for the electric starter to start it. So that's kind of interesting too, how that works. But it does have both starting features, the key and the electric start button, which is always the easiest to me. But if that doesn't want to work for you and it's just not starting, you can also come back here and give it a kickstart. And quite often you do not have to be too rough with it. Just a couple of delicate push downs and I've seen it fire right up. And if it doesn't, get back on the bike, try the electric switch again, and it fires up. So yeah, I really don't have, it's not a big deal when it hesitates to start. Don't get alarmed. It's not that something's going out or it's a faulty bike. They're just moody. They can be moody. I'll say that. It's not absolutely just perfect, but for me, it pretty much has been, okay? So that is it, you guys. I'm pretty novice when it comes to stuff like this. These are some side pegs. I guess if you have a passenger, you can put those pegs out and they can put their feet on it. I'm too scary to ever take a passenger with me. I guess if I had to in absolute emergency. Okay, but that's it, you guys. That's my little moped. That's my little scooter. That's what's getting me around right now. But I am definitely saving for a car, because as much as I love the moped and I'm so appreciative to have it, it really still limits my life. I'm still very limited, you know, on where I can go, what opportunities are available to me, and what I can do in life. And that does keep me pretty depressed inside, you know. But I am an optimistic person who tries to just keep going and keep gratitude in my heart and hope for the best. All right, you guys, well, thanks for watching. And this is not my usual content, but you know, on my channel, I kind of do all kinds of things. Normally they're more psychological or spiritual, but sometimes I do videos about different parts of my life, or little vlogs, or whatever you want to call them. All right, you guys, thank you.